Alrighty, afternoon. Like Beans Guys Fitness, farm prepping and wildlife. Going for my walk down to Mud Creek. Get some cardio in before I head to work. I had some thoughts yesterday. I put in about a 52-second video, and it was covering sports and how there's a monarch butterfly. He's pretty. There we go. And how I had seen on social media that there was a bill put forth to protect women's sports from basically men coming into their sports. So however you want to label it, my opinion, it's unfair for a biological male, regardless how they may identify, to compete against women, and especially in, junior high, high school, college, and professional level. It's just not fair. We're built different. For the most part, men are stronger, faster, more resilient, stronger bones, far greater strength than a female of their counterpart. So yes, can there be a man who's in very poor shape and a woman in great shape? Yes, but when you look at the potential, a man runs faster, hits harder, lifts more. It's just the way nature had put it. The man was there hunting for food, defending the homestead, moving the heavy stuff, and the woman was tending the children, preparing the foods, and what they were good at. Now, in today's society, those roles have changed, but still, the biology is there. So, I've seen it. Every Democrat had voted against this bill. And I said, man, that can't be right. Those social medias, they put out stuff that are not completely true. So I researched it. Yeah, they were right. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Why would you do that? Politically, it don't make sense. Because women make up about half the voting base. So if you say you didn't care about women's sports, then I can't say you'd get elected again. Well, it falls under some things. Either people are uninformed, they don't care, or they don't believe it. I'm not sure which is which. But I am informed. I had daughters in sports, and I'm telling you right now, there would be no way a biological male would come into their locker room and change with them. I don't care how you feel about it, I wouldn't allow it. It's wrong. There's something wrong with that. So I had that one swimmer. She's been leading a kind of a crusade to, let's be smart about this. I mean, it should just be common sense. And I was looking at a video where these women are walking out of a event or whatever. There's protesters, and they're yelling at them, and they're spitting at them, and they're throwing water at them. I'm thinking, there's children in there. What the hell is wrong with you? There's something fundamentally wrong with you. If you go and you're yelling at women because they want to sit there and protect their sport and don't want a man in their locker room, I mean, you're not firing on all cylinders. You're either dumb or you're believing everything that your Democratic masters tell you. I don't know what it is. If you're a parent or a grandparent or a woman and you vote blue, I'm confused. Why would you do that? You know, that Piers Morgan, I was trying to think of his name during the live stream. I was talking to some woman, definitely not an athlete, and asked her if he would be fair for Holyfield, which probably was one of the best boxers in his day, to sit there and decide, okay, I'm now a woman, you go and box against other women. And she goes, oh yeah, I'm fine with that. Really? He'd kill you. Not hurt, he'd kill you. I wouldn't box that guy. I'm not a boxer. Alright, it'd be enough male going against him, but you're trying to say it's okay for him to sit there and beat the shit out of a female. And I'm looking at the woman going, yeah, she was never in sports. She don't care. And then you got Miss I can't make a penalty kick. I'm sorry. You made your own bed. You're getting ready to retire. You've made millions of dollars in your sports. And you're trying to say, oh, I'm fine with it. Men coming into women's soccer. That bullshit you are. You'd get your ass knocked out. Wouldn't even be a contest. To make that statement because you think it's a popular statement. That's what's happening. People are making statements because they think it's popular. Well, it's popular with 1% of the population. It ain't popular with a higher percent. And if you're okay with somebody like me going in and competing against a woman who's my age group, you know, think of strength or combat, there's something wrong with you. Alright? Unlike Leah Thomas, whatever the hell his name is, I'm not ranked 400 in the men's field. I'm ranked 4th in my age and weight. And he went into women's swimming, and all of a sudden he's number 1. No shit. I'd be number 1 too. It's ridiculous. And then they forced the women to allow him in their locker room when they're changing. That's criminal. There should be criminal charges brought up on that. You just ain't right. I don't care. It ain't right. Now, if they want to compete, they don't want to compete in men's, then do what the women do. Make your own league. Make the trans league. And you're competing with other ones, such as yourself. More of an even playing field. See? Simple. Easy. Done. Alright, now I'm going to get off subject for a little bit. I'll see if YouTube suppresses this one too. Let's see if I can catch the turtles on the log. I did a drive-by yesterday, and there was 3 of them on there, but I didn't have my camera on. I felt kind of bad about that. So I'm going to come up slowly and quietly. So I usually catch the big one on there, but there was like 3 different ones. Okay. So I see the big one. Looks like it's just like the large ones there. There he is. So there's the one I usually catch. Now yesterday there was him and 2 others. Come on. There he is. Ah, there's a second one. So let me see if I can. There's the big one. There's the smaller one. So I got 2 of them up there. Now let's go over to this side. See if I can catch up that mud turtle. Yeah, come in really quiet. A lot of times he's right up by the shore. And the only way you see him is when he takes off. So if I can come in quiet enough, maybe I'll catch him. Don't look like it. Yeah, there's some raccoon tracks. Alright. So I still got those 2 turtles up there. They should be jumping in pretty soon. There they are. Well, that one's definitely a painted turtle. That one looks a little boxier. Not quite sure what type he is. Oh, those are the two turtles. I get closer, they should jump off. Unless they're getting used to me. Going neener, neener, neener. Looks like they got used to me. Big turtle, smaller turtle. There was a third one, even a smaller one up there last time. That's kind of where they sit up and just relax. Alrighty. Well, try to back up slowly, not disturb them. Yeah, they dumped in. No biggie. So that was my rant. I put up a short video on my farm channel, 6 different time zones, same video, very few views. It was the title of my live stream this morning. You know, women's sports going to be corrupt by the year 2025, and I use 2025 because there's an election coming up in 2024. And my feeling is if everybody votes blue, that usually does, they're going to continue on. Why? Because you keep voting for them. When somebody does something that's fundamentally wrong, I'd even say evil, and they still get your vote, well, then you told them it's okay. What the heck is that out there? I don't know if that's an animal or just a structure. Looks like it's a deer feeding out there in the clearing. So anyway, I will stop and look at nature when I see it. There's a gate out there I didn't know about. This is a clover field, and they cut it down the other day, and so I'm thinking it's a some sort of feeding system there. And this is why I go for the walks, because you start noticing things that you wouldn't notice when you're on the road. You know, when you're driving. When you're walking, you can get better views. I think once it starts cooling down a little bit more, I'll take a jaunt into the woods. And the reason it needs to cool down a little bit more, because if I go in the woods, I need to have jeans on. There's those things called stinging nettle, which is edible. But if it rubs against bare skin, it's no fun. And then also there's a lot of poison ivy out here, which I'm pretty immune to it. But still, you don't need to tempt fate. So let me know in the comments what you think. You think it's okay for men, regardless of how they identify as, to sit there and change in a locker room with women? And you think it's okay for them to compete against women and take their hard earned work away from them because they cannot compete against other men? And that's what it comes down to. And also the people that support it. You know, at the time she was actually tied with the one female swimmer, but they said they're going to give Leah the trophy for appearances. I said, no, you're not. I snatched it from him. That's just it. Society and people and evil will keep doing what they get away with, what you accept. They can use any excuse they want. Oh, you know, you're not being accepted. I'm sorry. You couldn't accept yourself. So why should I accept you? You know, they want you to call them by their preferred pronouns. No. Well, you can tell me what their name is. I'll just call them by their name. Well, I'm, Rhea. Oh, hi, Ray. How you doing? Well, I go by Z, Zay, Zums. I don't give a why. Well, you go why. I really don't. You're Raina? Raina, how you doing? I don't care if male, female, or, Wayne Brady came out as pansexual. I don't even know what that means. And I enjoyed watching him, and I still do enjoy watching him on reruns of Whose Line Is It Anyway? A very talented comedian. And impromptu, immediate stuff. That's tough. I can't do it. But that's the latest thing on TikTok. Well, okay, fine. And, be what you want to be. I don't think he's sitting there reading story times to children in drag. Because I'm just telling you, that's wrong. I don't care what you say. It's wrong. Go to the nursing home and read to them. Going in front of children, I think there's something wrong with you. There's a word for that. So that's just my being a father of two daughters. Both of them did sports. I'm glad that wasn't happening back then, because I would not put up with it. And they say, well, you're talking about, a very small incident. Yeah, you are now. Didn't exist before. And it's just going to continue to grow as it's allowed to be spread. They're trying to indoctrinate our kids in the school that, this is acceptable. It's not. It's not natural. There are some basic laws in nature. They're very easy to understand. And you can write all the rhetoric you want and try to cite all this other BS you want. It comes down to it, 99.99% of the time, you're either male or you're female. That's all there's to it. Simple as that. Why we have to sit there and try to make things more difficult, I don't understand. It's like life is too easy these days, so we have to create problems. We have to say, oh, there's this problem. There isn't. All right? You got a roof over your head? You're doing better than most of the world. You got 3 meals a day? You're doing better than most of the world. All right? You got drinkable water? You're doing better than most of the world. If you live in America, you don't have anything to complain about. Stop trying to be a victim. You're not one. You're just looking for attention. And I think social media's increased that. It's not that attention's bad for you, but you're inventing stuff to get it. Oh, I'm oppressed. No, you're not. Sometimes you just don't get your way. It's not being oppressed. There are some boundaries. And messing with children is one of them. Stay away from them. All right? As a parent, I have 100% right and control of how my kids are raised. All right? Not the teacher organization, not the school board, not politicians. I do. Once they get adults, then they can go and try to figure things out on their own. But until then, I make that decision. And I base it on what's best for their development. Not yours, theirs. And when they get in their 20s, they may or may not understand it, but time they get in their 30s, usually understanding comes back around. I remember when I thought I knew everything when I was in my 20s. And I got my 30s, finally realized my parents were pretty sharp on things. And good advice has no time limit. So, I'm telling you, if you're a parent or grandparent, if you're a woman and you vote blue, you're selling yourself out. And you're selling your daughters out and your granddaughters out to a party who only cares about being popular and driving division between us. That's all they want. That's why they're not prosecuting the criminals, to keep you in fear, and then try to blame the guns. Gun don't shoot itself. They sit there and lie about incidences at the border, saying it was caused by those boys. Nope, it wasn't. It's a lie. I say they got chainsaws on them. No, they have discs with blades on them so they can't cut the boys there. Well, they could drown coming across. Then don't come across that way. It's illegally come through the port of entry like you're supposed to. All right? If you don't have a border, you can't be a sovereign nation. Period. These are just simple things. None of this is hard. I don't know if America as a whole has become stupid. And I ain't just talking, it ain't just the younger generation, it's the older generation too. I see some people my age or even older say some pretty dumb things online. Alright? Stop forming your opinions by CNN or Fox. Start doing your own research. Start looking at what will be the long-term effects. Alright, a small fire today is a forest fire tomorrow. Alright, that's my political rant. Leave in comments whether you agree, disagree. Want more of it, want less of it. Alright, just keep it clean and no vulgar language. Everybody have a wonderful day.